Good evening. Today's episode will be a conversation to just recenter and confirm how we are stepping into 2026. I hope you can hear me. Yes, it's 2 weeks into January, and I have been joking that this month is halfway over. So, this is a moment for us to just center in the fact that we're not making resolutions this year, we're not doing any of that, and that we are focusing in on intention setting. And so, how do we want to feel? How do we want to move this year? And how do we want to show up? And so I am glad to see you all. I hope some folks show up today. I have been missing a little bit with holidays and travel and Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve both falling on Wednesdays. So it has taken over my little time slot to just show up. But I did upload some videos, so feel free to check them out. I am hoping that, you know, folks will just kind of come on back and visit me, and that they'll get the notification and they are definitely here with me. So before I get into this conversation, let me introduce you to the channel. I'm Dr. Davia. Welcome to Not All the Things. This is a space for success driven, mature women of color where we talk about work life balance, wine, and wellness. And today's definitely a wellness conversation. At least it is for me, and hopefully it will be for you. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to grow my members, and I'd love to get to 500 members by June. I don't think that's too hard to ask. If everybody who's in my group will share with one other person and they subscribe, I'll be there. So that is my hope. And if you are coming back, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad to see you back in this space, and just glad to have you here with me. So I think I see who's in this space. Hello, Marley. Oh, good, you can. Okay, wonderful. Because I got this little mic, and it hasn't been on for a month. Okay. And then I have Dr. Crystal. Good morning, Dr. Crystal. Dr. Crystal has been up early this morning or evening, depending on where you are, but she is here in Bangkok with me, so she is up and it is morning for us. So, yes. Oh, ha, girl, rest is something that I am struggling with. And so I am glad that I'm looking rested. Even though you know how it is, for sure. Hey, my sister. Thank you for showing up. I miss you. I miss you. And I'm so glad you are here. I am not going to keep anybody long today, but I do have 6 key points that are driving my intentions this year. And I thought maybe it would be good to, one, say it out loud. Because sometimes when you say it out loud, people hold you accountable to what you say, and they keep reminding you that you said that, right? You are doing that, right? And I think there might be something in my thoughts that could be helpful for others. So we're gonna get started. The first way that I am setting intentions, and this is something that I think we do all the time. And if my husband's watching, he's gonna be like, "Oh Lord, those educators." You have to begin with reflection. Everything that we do is about taking a look back so that we can move forward. What are the lessons that we learned last year? And what are the things that we were like, "Ooh, Lord, I'm so glad that that is over," so that we can remember to somewhat kind of scroll through and think about, gee, what happened? And one of the things that I try to do, and I usually do it in December, is I open up my phone and I go back to each month and I just take a quick scan of the month, and you realize, dang, either I've done a lot or I didn't do as much as I thought in certain months, but there was still learning along the way. And by looking at each of those months, I can kind of go back and go, oh yeah, I remember now what happened. And either I'm going to grow from that experience, or I'm going to let go of that. Ooh, that was negative. That was terrible. That didn't help me. And I'm gonna let it go. So taking a moment to do a full scroll, and looking back at January through December and looking at that year in review and how much you've navigated, how much you've grown, how much we've learned. And although we've had some bumps, they're not failures, they're testimonies, right? And so we've moved forward and just adopt the things that have worked for us, and the things that were not great, just say, you know what, I survived that and I'm gonna let it go. So that is something that I try to start with. Begin with reflection. Excuse me. Okay. My second point for me in intention setting is, what's my why? How do I want to feel this year? Am I trying to be healthier? Am I trying to be happier? Am I deciding that I am not messing with the foolishness of the news in the US? Well, then guess what? If I want to feel a certain way, then I have to shift from some of this stuff that keeps me crazy and shift my mindset. So, focusing in on journaling, if that's the thing that you do, meditating. I listen to music all the time. I like to dance. And sometimes it is keeping people out of your life that zap your energy, that bring you down, and saying no sometimes to things that you don't normally say no to because you want to feel a certain way. If a certain person or situation steals your joy, then guess what? Do not add that back to your life, right? And so I am saying I want to be a little bit more healthier. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't get to the gym. I'm really not a gym rat. I like to walk. I do like to ride my Peloton, but I don't have it, so it's okay. I'm putting other things in place. But it is about giving myself some grace and saying, okay, I'm just going to be kind to myself. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do the things that I need to do for myself. Okay. I don't know if that resonates for you all, but if it does, ask yourself your why. If you want to drop in the chat, how do you want to feel this year? I'd love to see that. Hey, Wendy. Oh, it's good to see you. Oh, thank you. I think it's the sunlight. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because I was not looking as dewy at home, but I just think it's about the sun, to be more honest. All right. Number 3, use positive and present language. I am trying to use the language of this is happening right now, that I'm already doing this, that I am already engaged in being less stressed in my life, right? I am already being positive and aligned with my thinking about being healthier. Like, I am healthy. I am a healthy person. I am walking daily. I am doing things to help support how I want to feel. I am rested, even when I'm not feeling fully rested, right? But trying to stay in positive. I mean, that really is just who I am. But using the present language, that's the practice. That's the part that needs work. That's the intention setting, and the support is that I'm being and using that positive language. So yes, Dr. Crystal, I want to feel rested and energized. I am rested and energized. I am getting the sleep that I need. I am rested, right? And so just staying positive about it. And that when we fall off, because, you know, we're human, we're people, and we fall off, that we don't criticize ourselves, that we don't offer ourselves compassion, and that we say, you know what? Okay, that wasn't a good way to look at it. Let's reframe it. Let's definitely just go back and try again. Let's be positive about it. Let's just practice that, right? All right. Here's the one that is the biggest one. What are we releasing before we receive? And I feel like this is the one, this is the one that is the big one for many of us, but definitely for me. How are we stepping in? My pastor said on a New Year's Eve service, what you gonna let go of? What you gonna leave in 2025 so that you can step into 2026 strong and ready to rock? And so releasing self-doubt, releasing that you don't belong, releasing whatever that little uh, saying is so that you can step in fuller, that is what is needed. And that is what I am saying to myself. Really, this is about me, talking to me. But what are the habits that we're going to let go of? And what are the things that are not aligned to where we see ourselves, right? So that is definitely not an easy thing to do. Um, and none of these are, but for us to have real growth, we have to be intentional about letting go. I am going to put this up there. Talk about how your husband released your crock pot. Yeah. Why is he at home just letting go of my stuff? People use that good crock pot. I'm not using it, but it can be used. Um, but just, just in truth, how do we want to think about the things that hold us back? Many times it's what we say to ourselves. And my husband is constantly saying, think about how you talk about yourself. Think about what you say to yourself, whether you can do or you can't. So releasing some of those habits so that you can move forward for sure. For sure. And then this is something that I stress to my family. Choose an anchor word or phrase that will guide you in this new year. Instead of 25 goals, just have a guiding phrase that will remind you of how you want to be, right? And what you want to do this year. And so if it is clearing the noise, then that's what it is. If it is being present, if it is intention setting, this year, I don't know if you all can, yeah, you can see it. My word is voice for 2026. And it seems strange to have it, but for me, I realized that I want to use my voice in all aspects of my life in a positive and intentional way. So in work, in my new job, here in Bangkok, I don't want to just be sitting and listening and not contributing in a way that is helpful to move us forward. I am going to take up the space that I know I should take up, and I'm going to use my voice to kind of push and grow. So definitely think about what your anchor word is. If you have a post-it note, even if it's not near you, I would suggest you write it down and put it. This one I added to my post-it notes at my door. So as I walk out of my apartment, I look at it every day. But embed it, really let that word guide your decisions throughout, because that will help you with your intention setting, and that'll help you be true to yourself. So yes. Be careful who and what you tell yourself you are. Yes, that is for sure. And think about what are the words. And for those of you who are here in the chat, I would love for you, if you already have a word or a phrase that you're using, if you could drop that into the chat, I would love to see what it is, and how you are talking to yourself about how you want this new year to be for yourself. So I'd love to see some folks just drop some things in the chat, and in the comments. It would be interesting to see. And then finally, align your intentions with your daily habit, right? What are the small, realistic actions and steps that you're taking towards how you want to be this year? What steps are we taking? If you want to have wellness as your intention, or to be a healthier person, or I am living a healthier life, then you have to be adding water to your diet daily. You have to be walking more. You have to try to go to sleep. You have to meditate. You have to pray. What are the things, the realistic daily habits that you can take that align to your intentions? And so that is the sixth key item that I am using to help me with my intention setting. And I do hope that you all can think about those six that I shared, and think about how you are really putting into place these pieces. And if you're not, it's okay. You have a whole year to work on it, right? Okay, thank you, Dr. Crystal. Oh, secure the crown. I love it. A focus system. Yes, I love that. I love that. Wendy, if you're still here, I'd love to know what your word is or your phrase. And Pam, if you're here, I'd love to see what your word and phrase is. I'm just really interested in how are we anchoring ourselves, and how are we really stepping into 2026. Just intention setting, being light about it. All right. And so one of the things that I wanted to share is that I just want to wish you all a cheers. I want to make sure that these 6 key points that I am using for my intention setting can be helpful to you. 1, begin with reflection, for sure. Honor your journey. Whatever the journey is, look back and look forward. 2, ask your why. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel this year? For sure. Use positive and present language, right? I am less stressed. Not I want to be, I am less stressed. I'm already living a peaceful and balanced life, right? Really practicing that, and that needs practice. Release before you receive. What are we letting go? It's in 2025. Do that scroll, check it out, and then let it go. Choose an anchor word or a phrase that will guide you and push you. I'm using voice, and I'm being strategic about my voice this year. And then align your intentions with your daily practice. That is it. And so if you'd love to buy me a coffee or tea or a glass of wine, feel free to use my code. And then next week, I am going to be, during my same live, I'm going to be on Dr. Maya's channel talking about my 6 months here in Thailand. I'd love for you to join me on her channel, and I will definitely send out some reminders and put a post up. And yes, I want to be better as a caregiver and self-care for myself. Yes, you are an amazing caregiver. You need to definitely give yourself some love, and I appreciate you for saying that. And minimize caregiver stress. I don't know how you minimize it, because you know what it's like to be the sole person organizing the calendar. I know I did 18 years of caregiving, so I get it. But I definitely want you to figure out a way to offer yourself some self-care, and I think we all need to do that. So that is great. That is definitely useful, and it's useful for all of us, right? To think about how we offer ourselves some self-care. All right. Thank you all. I'm going to say cheers, and you all be well until next week. Before we go, I'm just going to put up this last little request. Taking prayers for this semester. I want all of y'all to send up prayers for my sweet daughter. She is going to be fine. This is her last semester, and she is definitely going to be speaking positive to herself And we all are going to be living in a positive and present moment, not only for her, but for ourselves. So be well, everyone. I'll see you next week. Have a good day and a good evening. Bye.